Hello everybody, it's the Midlands Outdoors. Welcome back to the channel. Just here at Hagley, we've got the church right away behind me. So today we're going to be testing out our new e-bike, the cyrusher kommoda. So we're going to have a nice bike ride across the country roads all the way to the back to Pepperwood. So you may have seen Pepperwoods before, having a cycle for there just to see what the e-bike is like overall, and some nice scenery today. So I did go to Halzone Church and do a bell ring, but the video for that failed as I was supposed to get permission to film apparently, so I wasn't able to put it on YouTube. So let's come and check out this one. It is a really beautiful church. But you see, what I really do love about this one, walking all the way through, is the front porch. You can just see the style of it. You've got old writing all the way at the top up to there. Even the patterns on the walls when you walk right the way in. It's one of my favourite local churches, this one is. Let's go and explore it. Wow, you can just see the ceiling in this one. The wooden beams right away at the top. You've got the flags on the sides. But what I really love about this is the stained glass windows further over the back. Just absolutely stunning. Panning all the way around, you can just see the stained glass windows on this side. All the history of the Littletons who passed away here. Stunning architecture right around the corners. You've even got the bell tower right away at the top. Not just only by that, a beautiful stained glass window, and especially at a certain time when the sun comes for that, it's really beautiful. Might have showed you this on the channel one more time, because it is a really nice one to come and visit and see the history of Hagley, because there's the dates in here for when part of the Littletons passed away, dating to 1773, 1779, all the way back. And this is where you get much of the history from, is churches, because when the villages became bigger than what they are, originally it would have been smaller, so the church would have been the original point of the village, built many, many years ago. So here we are. This is actually my new e-bike, the cyrusher kommoda. You can just see the style of it is really cool. It's got a big battery in it, goes about 50 miles on the range. It's got gears, the motor's all the way at the back on the big chunky wheels. Really perfect for going off-road, up hills. It really flies up the hills. I've been on Clent up on it. It really does fly up Clent. I've been to the top of where the stones are. It takes you right away to the top with no effort. It's absolutely awesome. You've got your computer dials right the way there. If I turn it on, you can just see it tells you how fast you're going. The battery range is still 100%. So altogether I've done 69.1 mile. So it's really, really good e-bike overall. You will see more of me using it a bit later on in the video. You can see there, you've got your gears. You've even got an electronic horn right the way there. Really cool. So right, I think what we're going to do is go and take this e-bike on a ride, and you'll see more of it in action. Going to be heading down into the countryside now, all the way down past Belbroughton, into the country roads, and then all the way to Pepperwoods, then all the way back. Let's see what the mile can actually do on this and how much battery we have on the way back. Did it on my zinc e-bike, but my battery ran out in Belbroughton. Let's see how far this thing can really go. Will it be useful for future content in videos? So here we go, really nice to get on the bike. It's a step through cyrusher kommoda, really awesome, so you can just get straight into it with no problems. So I'll tell you more about the e-bike when we get a bit more further to the Pepperwoods way. I'll tell you more about its specs. You never know, after watching this video you might decide to get one of these bikes. I'm just really interested to see how far the range can really go. How much battery will I consume going all the way to Pepperwoods now, which is a bit of a distance. So there we go, just leaving the Hagley estate. Really beautiful church, I'm glad I showed you that one more time. And then you've got the Hagley right around to the corner. Dates back with much history, really does date old. So right, let's get out the gates. So right, just waiting for a bigger Arctic wagon to come right away up. I don't know whether it's coming through this way or it's turning down there. So right, I think we're safe to go, let's carry on. So right, with this electric bike, what you can do, watch this, look how fast it really does go. This is actually on number 5. This is number 5 guys, it goes really fast, up to 15 miles an hour, which is actually the speed limit. So right, I've just actually stopped just to check the time. Just looking in the fields right over the distance, I've just seen a couple of birds of prey dart right away into the edge. I really do love it down here, it just makes you want to go to Clent Hills now. But I might do Clent Hills in a separate video showing you going right away to the top up to the stones, and you can just see how powerful this bike really is. I've done a few tests with it over the last couple of weeks. Wow, what a bike ride that was. Really enjoyed coming all the way down there. Just having a little bit of a rest at the moment. We've got the stream right away behind me. I think you might have seen this before on my channel. I did the Belbroughton video, went round the village, went round the church right away at the back, then we went to Pepperwoods. I'm panning around one more time so you can see it. You see the stream going all the way down, going under the road, then going right away to the far back. If we just go back to our bike, you can just see I've done all that on electric. It's on 98%, so it's only knocked 2 off the bar really to get from Halesowen to get to here. So the range is really awesome. So if you're using the gears efficiently, I can probably see that you can get quite a lot of mileage out your battery. But it's just so awesome. I've had no problems coming all the way down to here. So right, let's go and make our way a little bit into the Belbroughton area to show you little bits and pieces one more time. So right, here we are, you can just see the sign saying High Street right away at the bottom. Just over the road there is a sign over there saying Belbroughton with a man with a scythe in his hand. I will come to that in a minute, so I'll tell you a bit more information about that and the scythes of the area. There's just a little bit of information here saying this bridge was opened by William Frank Taylor, chairman of the Highways Committee. It says October the 23rd, 1926. I thought this bridge was really old and dated because you tell by the brickwork. Even on that side there's a date on that side saying 1926. Let's have a look over this wall and see what's down there. I'm guessing the stream right away at the bottom. Yeah, so you just see the stream from that side goes under the road. And it goes all the way further to the back, so it goes all the way down there and snakes around somewhere. Nice little bit of information that was. Cool to see that was actually constructed in 1926. So right, this is actually the village of Belbroughton. All the way down there, you've got the pubs right away at the bottom. You've got the church to the far back, and it says Scythe Makers Cottages right away there. If I just pan around to show you, zooming in, you can just see them. Number 57, Scythe Makers Cottage. So I'm guessing these are really old, dating all the way back. You can just tell by the style and the brickwork. I used to live in a house in the Starbridge Road what had the same architecture as that by the James Grover Sons button factory, so I remember the style of houses. So it says here the Belbroughton history from the early 19th century until 1968, when the last scythe works closed. Belbroughton was known throughout the world for the manufacture of scythes and other edge tools, initially by the Wardroom family from Clent, but later succeeded by Isaac Nash, built and housed his workers in the cottages opposite, so you can see really dating back a bit. In 1835 the village is quoted as having 3 butchers, 3 grocers, 2 tailors, 1 milliner, 1 saddler and 8 shoemakers and several carpenters and blacksmiths. Also, there were numerous pubs and beer houses. Even by the late 1940s, more than 20 shops remained. So at one time there were 25 mills, of which 10 were in Belbroughton, using the power to drive water wheels along the Belny Brook. That could be where we was, right away down the bottom. It says there, which flows from the Clent Hills. A few were used for milling, it says there, wheat, but most drove drop hammers to forge the blades and grinding wheels to sharpen them. But you see this bench here, rest, read and reflect, Belbroughton History Society. Very old bench. So right, I've actually just found some more cool history to Belbroughton. Can just see, I've just noticed this on the side of the wall. You've got the church right away at the back. It says there, this tablet carved by a local craftsman was erected by the parishioners of Belbroughton to mark the millennium. It was funded by voluntary subscription and unveiled by Isaac Nash, great-granddaughter Sally Marler, on the October the 24th, 1999. A little bit of history there. It's cool to see that. It's well hidden when you're coming all the way down. You don't really notice that. And then further all the way down, you've got the church hall. That just really does date back a bit. You see all the architecture just right away from the front, where you got the columns supporting the porch right away there. More nice stunning architecture for houses down here. Yeah, coming all the way down, you see all the walls are all sandstone. So this is actually the side walls for the church. You see how old it really is. So right, here we go guys, into the countryside now. This is the country roads. You see, coming all the way up. Let's put it into number 4 or 5. Wow, look at the speed of that. It's going really fast. I think we've got to turn left. Let's turn left. This is the way, I think. That was absolutely awesome guys. That bike just flew straight up that hill. So there is some turnings there. I might have to come down the bike and see where all these lead up. Dordale, Bourne Heath. The other way goes back to Belbroughton for where we come from. But look at the views from here, just onto the fields. Wow, that is really stunning. I'm guessing that possibly could be Clent Hills right away at the back. You got parts of Romsley just further over the back over that way. I think you're going to see something sticking up. I believe that's the back area to Romsley. So right, let's get back on the cyrusher kommoda. Let's go and take this thing off. So that road has took it down from 96 to 95, which isn't too bad. We've done overall today, I mean I can't calculate it because I've got all the mileage from before. There is a way of resetting the mileage so you can calculate your everyday mileage altogether. But it's not too bad, 95%. We can keep on going. Let's see how good it gets up here. So right, I found out if you hold that down, puts it into walk mode, let go of it. So right, here we go, we're off. Come off that mode now. But you see this bike absolutely flies up the hills with no problems. How awesome's this? Wow, what an experience this is guys, I love it. My zinc e-box struggled up here. I had to put so much effort in. There's literally no effort at all, you can just see. I'm only pedalling really lightly and letting the bike do all the work. Wow, that is awesome. What an awesome e-bike. So right, the wind has picked up and it's gone really windy with a gust. Put it back into number 1 for a bit because there's no traffic. You see, it's just really beautiful down these roads. This is why I love cycling, it's very quiet. Pepper Woods is only over the back over there now, so it hasn't really took long to get here. So if I just pull over here, you may have seen this from the last video. Just pull into this side here. You can just see all the fields right at the back, zooming in to show you. There's cows on here this time. Wow, what a beautiful sight. It's just nice to really be somewhere relaxing like this, just to enjoy the outdoors, the scenery. So much wildlife around, you can just see it in the distance. Well guys, I'll tell you what, it is really lovely. I could spend hours in places like this just taking in the surroundings. It's just so quiet, no one around, full of wildlife into the distance. And yeah, endless cycling routes and just keep on going. It's just nice to test out the cyrusher kommoda for the third time for me, because I've been out before and it tests up Clent Hills. But the thing is a real beast. It does some real mileage and it can put some power getting up hills, which I really love. Oh, wow guys, we're nearly there. Hope you've enjoyed them little bits of cinematics. This bike is just an absolute beast, it's rapid. So I'm just using a bit of effort to go up this hill. I don't want to go on high because it drains the battery a little bit more. So I'm trying to preserve it. You see, we're not too far away to go. I've seen quite a lot of bridleways what you can actually take, and they go quite far, I reckon. Might have to have a look at those sometime, see where they end up. So here we are, we've come to the entrance to the Pepper Woods, the Monarch's Way, and the Boulder path going right away through. So we were able to cycle through the middle of the woodland on this. You see the car park right away in front, and then some gates right away into the corner. Let's go and journey down and have a nice little ride through Pepper Woods on the cyrusher kommoda. So right, here we go. I really do love this woodland, it's a nice place to come. Sometimes you get quite a lot of wildlife down here. It's not too far to journey really to come to this place, especially on a bike like this. It makes it doable. But it's what I really love, is paths like this where you can cycle. You've got no worries about people coming, cars, you know, you can just take yourself into the environment and really enjoy it. It's just vast land. I love it. So here we are into Pepper Woods. It is really relaxing over here, I could sit here for hours. Just been talking to a nice man who come all the way down with his dog. He said, "Oh, I recognise you, you're the one who filmed the Dell one, the train line video." But yeah, there's some really nice people around here, coming up and down the path, just talk to another bunch of people. But this bike is really awesome, how it's got me here to the Pepper Woods itself. I'm panning all the way around so you can see it. It's a really nice place to walk. I might come and do a nice walk across here. You can park your car at a car park and have a walk all the way around the woodland. So I might ask Dill if he wants to come down sometime. But you see, wow. Can't eat too much wildlife at the moment, like I mentioned. You can come here from time to time. You either get your wildlife or you don't. I could just see a slight bird life right away into the distance. But it's peaceful. So right, back over to the electric bike. Let's talk to you how much this bike actually cost me. So it took me quite a while to save up for this. It cost me 1,500. I had it off the Cyrusher website. Drop the link in the description so you can go and check them out. I think they are still on offer. I think it was supposed to be over £2,000. So for the price of it, really, when you look at it, for 1,500, I've had a real bargain for a bike. What can do a really good range on the battery. I mean, for what it's got lights built into it. It's even got the rear lights. So when you brake, let me turn it on to show you. You can just see when I press the brake button. Check out that, it's got the lights built in. So if there's a car coming and you're braking, they can see you. So it's pretty much a bit of extra safety for the bike. But if I come all the way around, you can just see at the front, it's even got a light built into it. Let me show you the light. So if we just pull it on. There we go, that is the light. It is really quite bright. I thought about trying this in Netherton Tunnel just to see how bright it really is. But that's actually quite useful if you've got any torches on you attached to your bike and it runs out and you're thinking, well, I need light to get back home if it's dark. It's already got it on there. So it's pretty much really cool how you've got all this built into the bike. Show you the horn one more time. It's really loud. So you've got everything built into the bike what you need for the price. You've got your suspension. Like I mentioned, really perfect for places like this when you're going a bit off-road, onto broader ways and stuff. All your gears, the gear system's working perfectly. But you see, even now, the back, when I put the front light on, the back light stays on permanent. It's really bright, so you can just see right away there how bright it really is. Comes in useful once more on dark dull days if you're going across a road and you want cars to be aware of you. Really comes into use. And the tyres, 20 by 4.0 fat tyres, put slime into there, so these tyres with the surface area, I mean, I haven't had a puncture yet, so this is pretty much really good. So I believe as well it's a 750 watt motor, but it's got a limit on there for the UK epac limit, 250 watts. So there is a cable in the battery pack. If you unplug that, it can actually do up to 30 miles an hour on the battery. But I don't like to do things like that. I like to stay within the limits because it's about the range on the battery. It's not about how fast you can really go. But you can just see it has got a peak of 1,000 watts when you're going up an hill, so it can get you right away to the top of the hill itself. It's a really cool bike. I really do love it. I can't wait to get out there in future videos to use this when I do Exploring the Black Country and a few others. I'm going to do the railway line for this one up into Wolverhampton. But yeah, really cool bike. I would say for the price at the moment when it's on offer, go out and definitely buy one if you're looking for a good range e-bike. But yeah, really good e-bike overall. Comes with a rack and everything, so it's perfect if you're going for a long range, you want to carry some luggage with you. Nice seat, this is really comfortable compared to my last e-bike what I've had. But yeah, and you've even got a seat post suspension right away there, making it more comfortable over bumps and stuff. Really do love it. So right, let's have a little bit of a break, have a drink, and I might carry a bit further on up the hill and go a bit more further down that way. So right, enjoyed a little bit of a break and sitting here for around about 10 minutes enjoying the views of the pepper woods. Just here, quite a lot of wildlife has actually just moved in over the time. Bit more bird life. But I think what I'm going to do now is journey further on. Let's go and test the bike up to here and have a little bit of a ride around, and then we'll head back and see what the battery range is all the way back home. So we'll catch you a little bit on. What a ride, guys. Really nice smooth ride that was. Got up to 79% on the battery so far, so it's doing really well. So we're going to get back to Belbroughton now. So I'm going to take a little shortcut. We're going to go down a public bridleway. So I don't know what the bridleway is going to be like down to here, whether it's going to be smooth, whether it's going to be overgrown. I don't know. So this is actually the Bradford Lane public bridleway. Let's go and see what's down here and go and check it out. Hopefully this is going to be cyclable and see where it even leads up to. You're coming all the way down, so I think it should lead us straight onto the bridleway. So right, we just come past that farm. We're going down the bridleway now. Very bumpy. Right, let's just keep on going. So right, you can just see it's going to get very narrow, I think. So it's going to be a little bit careful. So right, let's go through it. This is climbing through all this with no problems at all. Wow, what a nice little bridleway going all the way down. So I have just noticed there's quite a lot of old brick on the floor, so this could be many years ago, probably an old road. But it's interesting the way it goes down like this. So I really do love exploring the bridleways, like the canals that lead to many places. Can provide shortcuts to get from one end to the other. But I just can't believe that we've actually made it this far and still got 79% on the battery still. Right, let's just keep on going and we'll see you when I get home now. So I'm going to put my camera away, preserve the battery, and we'll see what the percentage is on when we get down towards where I live. So see you soon and meet you there.